struggling on offense, stagnant on offense a little bit. So, and that's kind of just what he does. That's kind of what he's done his whole career. So he's helped us a lot in that department.
Keegan, just how difficult is it to hold Steph Curry down like that? You guys held him to just 11 shots on the night, 14 points, but it looked like you guys were double teaming him all night.
Yeah, it was just a point of his emphasis to limit his shot attempts because when he can get it going, I mean, we all see what happens. So just limit his shot attempts, limit his productivity, and we kind of made him a facilitator and let everyone else beat us. So.
Keegan, obviously you kind of got the best of Steph tonight, but how fun are these matchups when you get to go against the top players in the league? It's
really fun. I mean, it keeps you especially with an 82-game season. Sometimes you can get a little stagnant. So just being able to lock in every single night, take the good with the bad when you guard guys like that. It's a fun challenge to have, especially in my third year in the league.
You guys talked about how you guys have been able to close out games and seeing opposition go on runs. You guys were able to respond. They responded. I mean, how much of this defensively do you kind of hang your hat on for what you guys did in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was close to start the fourth. I think we went on a run, they went on a run, we went on a run, and we ended up finishing with the last run. So it was a game of runs, and that's kind of what their team's made of, and we just had to get the last one, and we did that, and we were able to close out the game.
You split responsibilities on Steph a lot with Keon. Just what are your thoughts on kind of that 1-2 punch defensively and how Keon can kind of relieve you or pick up the pressure even when you get a breather?
Yeah, it brings a different dynamic to our team. Just being able to keep fresh bodies on the best player on the other team, I feel like it's a good problem to have. So, and there's certain guys in the league that I'm really good at guarding, there's certain guys that he's good at guarding. So, being able to find that combination each game is only just going to benefit our team on the defensive end.
Keegan, the role you guys are on right now, winning close games, winning all these games at home, winning like you did tonight, just how much are you guys kind of riding on belief and just kind of that energy that you guys have as a group right now?
Yeah, the crowd's into it. Playing at home is fun again. It wasn't that fun in December, but I feel like just the city's had our back the whole time, and it's been cool to kind of see the momentum gain each game. Playing against really good teams, and for us it's just being able to lean on going on runs, getting the crowd into it, and I feel like that just creates a tough environment for the opposition.
Yeah, Keegan, you mentioned it there, and obviously nothing goes well if you guys aren't playing well, but does the energy you're getting from the crowd, does it feel different than it did? Are you getting more support, more energy than it felt like you were earlier this year and even last season from the crowd?
I mean, they always support us. I feel like we have the best fan base in the league. Today, at moments, it kind of felt like we're back in the playoff game my rookie year. So just that environment each game, and it's mid-January. They don't have to come out on I think it's a Wednesday, but they don't got to come out on a Wednesday, and it's just been cool to kind of see them have our backs through thick and thin throughout this season.
You guys are going to play 17 of your next 23 on the road. What are your thoughts just going into that and what it's going to take to kind of keep going through that stretch?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of tough games, just especially I think we're on a 6-game road trip starting tonight. So just being able to find ways to win, find a way to have a winning record on these road trips. So I think that's just our goal going into them and just continuing to progress our season.
Everyone, thanks, Keegan. We got Devo next. Get over to the locker room.
DeMar, there in the third quarter, it felt like the offense was kind of stuck in the mud a little bit, and you started hitting shots. Just how much is that your job for this team when things get sticky for you to go get a bunch of buckets?
It's kind of a feel, understanding in those moments, kind of what we need. And, I just try to go out there, be aggressive, just try to get us going, give ourselves an opportunity. I know we was down going into halftime. We knew we didn't play our best basketball, so I just try to take it upon me, just be aggressive. And with that came the buckets.
Along those lines, I mean, DeMar, you have moments like that throughout your career. Do you take it upon yourself, or is it a read and react kind of situation? Do you know that your team kind of needs that type of lift?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. You kind of just understand timing, understanding your opportunity. By that time for me, come the second half of games, I kind of got a feel of, how they guarding things, what to look for, where to get my shot, where I could be aggressive, who I could attack, little things by that time of the game. Usually I kind of wait till the fourth quarter for those moments, but, we needed it in that third quarter.
DeMar, you've had a lot of battles against Steph Curry over your career. To see the job that both Keegan and Keon in tandem did against him, holding him to just 2 points, 1 of 5 shooting in the second half. What do you make of their defensive effort?
I mean, you got to give them credit, man. Like I said, we all know Steph is the greatest shooter of all time, one of the greatest players of all time. So to have a collective effort to make it tough on Steph like that was big, especially us kind of understanding they was going to come out here and be aggressive. We try to limit as much as we could as possible, and, credit to those guys.
I think a 19-point third quarter is the perfect way to lead by example. But as you're catching fire in a moment like that, are there things that you're also saying to the guys to kind of rile them up?
Yeah, but I also kind of let my actions speak for itself, and a lot of times through all the games, you kind of lean on a teammate to, when they do something. It could be a charge, it could be a defensive play, it could be a hustle play, whatever it may be. You kind of feed off that, and I think me just being aggressive, I think the guys responded with that as well.
DeMar, 2 questions. Number one, just to win games like this, to be on the roll you guys are on, how much does that feed into just the energy and the buy-in and the belief that you guys have right now?
I mean, it's everything. Not one moment of the game where we felt like we was down and out, and especially using that energy here at home, on top of, the confidence that the coaching staff give us, and we just go out there and lay it out there on the line. We don't feel like we out of a game at no point, these last couple of weeks.
And then looking ahead to this road, schedule like 17 of the next 23, how daunting is that? How much of a challenge, and what's it going to take to kind of keep this rolling?
I mean, you look for those moments. I think for me, it's a great character building, a great test for us as a team to go out on the road, bond together, be kind of like, in the enemy territory, out our comfort zone, and find a new, side to us that give us that edge to keep pushing. I think it's going to be critical for us to learn everything we can these next couple of weeks, because, it's going to pay off in the long run.
DeMar, how important was the home crowd tonight, and how cool is it to see a kid like Ryder, the fan that they spotlighted?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
I mean, it's beautiful to be able to feed off the energy like that. And when you can spotlight a kid, that makes that's the world. To be able to see that, and how much, even I think my pregame, before the game, I think I dapped him up, and you just see, how excited he is. And at the end of the day, basketball could do that for fans, for kids, and, that's what it's all about, man. So it was cool. It's always cool to see that and get a win in front of our home crowd.
DeMar, Keegan just came out and told us that at times this game felt like the playoff series a couple of years ago. You're a relative newcomer. I know it's not your first game here against the Warriors, but something of a newcomer to this rivalry. What is your sense of this Warrior King?
I mean, I love it. You want to be a part of any type of hostile environment that bring the energy that you felt tonight. It's amazing. That's what sports all about. And, as a competitor, you want to be in those moments because, it brings the best out of you.
Seems like you guys are at your best defensively when you're forcing turnovers, scoring off of it, and that was a big change the first, second half here. What's the key to you guys doing that consistently without, taking too many risks in the process?
I mean, it's calculated risk. We're going to get better with that, understanding the moments where we could be aggressive. I think it was a couple plays late in the fourth quarter where we knew we had a foul or two to give, and we was just hopefully aggressive. Worst case scenario, we foul, but at least we being aggressive, putting them on edge. So it's just understanding the moment, being calculated with our aggression and understanding when we could gamble, when not to, who to gamble on. So little things like that, I feel like we're going to get a lot better with that as well.
Tomorrow night it starts in Denver. Just curious your thoughts, second night of a back-to-back with the travel, the altitude. Have you found, is Denver the toughest back-to-back place? Has that been your experience in the NBA?
Yeah, since I've been in the league, I feel like it's a setup some type of way, But, yeah, it's one of those tough things, but, we all got to deal with it. It's part of the job. We got to, try to get as much rest as possible until then and, get ready to do our job again tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Doesn't work if you get traded.
And I'm tired now. Okay, let's go.
Lock you all up. Something was going to come out of that comment. Actually, yeah. I don't try. I'm hearing all about that. I've done up until last week.
Hello, everybody. Man, super proud of the fight that our guys showed tonight. Challenged them at halftime. That wasn't exactly how we get down, but the second half was more about what we do. There was just so many performances. DeMar, third quarter, Malik, Keegan defensively, Domas just continues to be a monster. Foxy, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Like his aggressiveness and gravity in the second half. I continue to say it, like I don't really worry about him offensively. He's gonna. I mean, he's brilliant. So that's not it. But he continues to lead by example and win basketball games, and that's what he does. So across the board, I'm probably forgetting somebody, but I apologize. But love them all. Big time stuff from the guys.
Doug, Steph just had 2 points in the second half, 1 of 5 from the field, I think 3 turnovers. I know it was primarily a tandem of Keegan and Keon taking that responsibility.
Right.
What did you see from the two of them, the job they did on the best shooter of all time?
Listen, Steph is Steph. So you're not going to, and I've been there, so I understand, like you're not going to stop him. You want to make it as humanly difficult as you can. And I thought that both of those guys did that. Domas on the blitzes went to a zone and sometimes that got us back in the ball game. And, those guys, just ability to stay in the moment, to stay aggressive, and to know that, like, this guy is special and he's going to hit shots, but we're going to stay with our game plan. We're going to contest him and try to make him work as hard as we can.
What do you see as the biggest difference between your first and second half defense?
More than anything, I thought we were a little step slow in the first half on rotations. I talk about the front end matching the back end. When we talk about blitzing and those type of things, we let the ball be advanced in a blitz. Once it was advanced, now the guy's rolling in the pocket. He's hitting them. We're meeting them late. And those guys they have some size. So when you're meeting them late, it's tough. But in the second half, Keegan, I think, ran through one ball and got a steal. Like, those are the things we want to make sure that when we lean on anything, we lean on the side of aggressiveness and decisiveness.
Coach DC,
Sir.
Kings had 28 fast break points to the Warriors 0. Could you explain how that was done? It seemed like Eddie just got out and ran every opportunity that you had.
Well, that's really who we want to be, is make, miss, turnover. It doesn't matter. Just right back at it. And to our guys' credit, I think in the first half, if I remember correctly, it might have been 5 we had at halftime. In the second half, we had 23. And that's the kind of gravity you want to have on a game, and you just keep going at them defensively. You want to keep the pressure, and sometimes you're going to be a step slow, and that's where other guys come in off the bench. They give you a lift the same way that Keon did tonight, and all of a sudden things slowly started turning as they turned the pressure up, and that's really, I think, how you get out in the open court and get buckets.
Doug, 7-0 at home since taking over. Just how surprised are you the quick turnaround that you've had here? And then also, like, what does that mean going out on the road?
Home is a special place, and I've tried to impart that message to our guys that we protect home. It's a safe place for our fans to come and just rock out and know that we're going to put on a show. We come here to play a certain way, and when you leave, win or lose, you're going to know that we came and gave you everything that we got. And that would have happened tonight if it would have went in the right column instead of the left column. So going out on the road is about the biggest challenge that you can face in the NBA. These teams are extremely good. The ability to win or lose is super small. and we got to take care of business. We got to make sure that we're ready to play from the jump. We're going to depend on a lot of guys, and we just have to go out and play our basketball. And if we do that, we give ourselves the best chance to win, and that's what I'm hoping to see out on the road.
Coach, it's been obviously it's been a change in the team since you've been the head coach. Many people will point that as you would say you the reason for that. But from being that guy, what do you think is the biggest reason for this turnaround with this team?
I really think this is all about them. It's not really about me, man. It's about them believing in each other, them fighting for each other, them locking arms together. Everything that you're seeing them do is about a brotherhood that's bigger than what you go out and do on the court. It's about loving each other in a way that people, when they watch it, they can feel it. And that's what I think that we see. So, like I said, I try to put them in the best place. I talk, they probably think I'm a little crazy sometimes, but the point is trying to get that point across to them that when you care for each other this way, there's a vibe that goes with that is undeniable. And I think that's what everyone is seeing right now, and we'll see where it takes us.
Doug, you referenced it a little bit, but tomorrow night in Denver on the back-to-back and playing your starters a lot of minutes, does that force your hand in terms of going deeper in the rotation tomorrow night?
It could. These guys are professionals. Denver is always a hard back-to-back. It's always a hard game, period. It's a long trip. Listen, we're professionals. This is what we do, and we're going to go there with the expectation to win the ball game. And once we throw it up, we're going to get at it. And as long as we play our style of basketball with the force and the decisiveness and the aggressiveness that I think I expect out of them, and now they expect out of themselves, we'll live.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one, y'all.